The NBA is stunned after what the Warriors just did.
Kyrie to Gafford inside. Draymond! What a block! He blocked it and took it away! That might be the...
Talk about Draymond's contributions tonight.
I told Dre, man, that might be one of the best plays I've ever seen in my career, and I'm not exaggerating, man.
So, everyone is watching the Warriors with cautious optimism. After what seemed like the end of Warriors basketball, the team almost seems to have turned things around. Hey, what's happening, everyone? This is Swish Culture. This team can't seem to decide whether it's good or whether it's a lottery team. The Warriors have gone on a major win streak, the biggest in recent memory. While some of the wins were against teams that were either unhealthy or not competing in the playoffs, the fact that they managed to win as many in a row seemed like the team had established a new floor. After all, if they're going to compete against playoff teams, they need to beat non-playoff teams unequivocally. With all the waves they're making, it seems like the Splash Brothers alongside Draymond Green have returned to form. Unless it's the simple fact that I just have terrible luck and the moment I stop streaming, they start winning again. While there are some things to be excited about, there are still some issues plaguing the team as well. To find out what's been driving the Warriors, be sure to stick around till the end. Just be sure to like the video and subscribe to Swish Culture for the most analytical and entertaining NBA content on the planet. Now get ready. You're about to get swished. The Warriors have gone through one of the most polarizing identity changes in recent memory. They started off the season with their best lineup from last season and crashed out soon after. With things getting progressively worse through the season, Steve Kerr finally gives in and makes lineup adjustments, and makes some more lineup adjustments, and then, well, you get the point. The fact is that the original starting unit wasn't cutting the mustard, and Steve Kerr, albeit in super slow motion, phased through the utilization of the younger players on the roster in order to find not just a consistent starting lineup, but one that was capable of getting the Warriors out of the starting blocks early and contribute to carrying the team home in the closing minutes. That struggle might or might not have been resolved, but regardless, the team has made significant progress. For example, beating the hottest team in the league, who are also above 500 in the Dallas Mavericks, and ending their win streak after they just ended the previous hottest team in the league, the Houston Rockets' win streak, was one of the biggest recent challenges for the Warriors. That game in particular meant more to the Warriors' current streak of playing than any of the other teams they had beaten recently. That win gave the Dubs some separation from a team like the Rockets, who are vying for that 10th spot. So, what's changed to allow the Warriors to be able to win? It boils down to these facts. The first is that they've no doubt benefited from playing against a few weaker teams. While every regular season game counts the same, not all regular season wins have the same impact. Beating sub-500 teams gave these guys a lot more confidence. In particular, Wiggins was able to find a rhythm and has been one of the most impactful players in this stretch of games. This isn't new, as Wiggins has always had the ability to play great basketball. His major weakness has been his lack of aggression, and whether or not that's due to him being locked in, this gives us that 2022 version of Andrew Wiggins that was undeniably the second best player on the team. Just him attacking and imposing his will on defenses and getting to the basket is all that's needed, but that's not all he's been doing. Wiggins has been lighting up the perimeter, shooting above 40% from 3 in the last 2 months, making single-handedly one of the biggest differences in where this team is capable of going in the postseason. The next biggest difference as well is Draymond. Despite this being his 12th year in the league and having to deal with guarding the biggest and strongest opponents, which have led to lower back issues and soreness by the way, he's still capable of some of the most ridiculous defensive plays you've ever seen. Almost a decade ago, Draymond made one of the craziest defensive plays of his then short career, and up until at least yesterday was his favorite defensive play. He went even further, stopping Kyrie Irving by A, forcing Kyrie, one of the best finishers in the league, to give the ball up, B, blocking 6'11" Daniel Gafford, who was about to make the finishing dunk, and C, recover the ball that was certainly going to Dallas for a second opportunity. This is the type of play that shows you exactly what Draymond means to this team, and as long as he can continue to execute on this end of the floor, Draymond is a problem. Now, one of the recent changes includes putting Klay Thompson back into the starting lineup, which is a departure from what had been working recently. Not that this is a bad thing. The team was certainly lacking floor spacing with the previous lineup that had Pod swapped in for Klay. The added floor spacing has allowed Wiggins to really go into his bag, as well as open up room for a player like TJD to even get into the starting lineup. While Klay's return to the starting lineup has seen his numbers decrease, the Warriors are still playing better. Now, one of the reasons is that these shots have actually been available, so he's not taking shots from anyone currently. The reason for that is mostly due to something I hadn't mentioned up to this point, and that's Jonathan Kuminga's injury. No Jonathan Kuminga in the starting lineup meant Klay and Wiggins would take more shots, and with the improved confidence with which Wiggs is playing, as well as the integration of Moody and TJD into the rotation, the Warriors have been doing a better job of closing out games. Now, some of the problems that still plague the team are the incessant turnovers. If the Warriors somehow managed to have 0 unforced turnovers, they would be a championship contending team. There are just countless possessions where this team just makes the same lazy or rushed passes that either get intercepted or go out of bounds. And considering that the Warriors have the smallest team in the league, those fast break possessions typically benefit opposing teams. This is mainly an issue with Draymond and Steph Curry, and has even impacted Chris Paul as well, all guys who are the main playmakers for the team. While it's expected that these guys will have the most turnovers, it's no secret that this puts the team in a bad position all too many times. There are currently just 2 playoff teams, the Suns and Magic, who have more turnovers than Golden State. The others are all lottery teams. A serious push in the playoffs will require some serious film time to reduce the number of turnovers. Also, Steph Curry continues to get mugged in the paint without so much as a peep from the ref's whistle. Meanwhile, these same whistleblowers go choo-choo chain crazy at the other end when Draymond challenges an Irving drive going straight up. It seems the rumors are true, that the NBA is trying to make the games as close as possible to create more engagement out of their product for increased profits. Does it accomplish its purpose? Of course. Is it fair? Well, I suppose that depends on what team fan you're asking. Maybe it all works out in the end, but one thing is for sure. With the Warriors' free throw to opponent free throw ratio, Golden State has every reason to believe they're being played by the league for views. The longer you keep Golden State, aka Steph Curry, on the screen, the more views the league gets. More views, more money. So what does this mean for a playoff push? I'd like to see the Warriors get a few more wins against playoff teams before I consider this serious. Steve Kerr still has some kinks left to work out, as his rotation seemed to leave the Warriors ultra small in their closing lineups and at times through the third quarter. While they managed to win a game or two with that configuration out on the floor, it was only in spite of the fact, not because of it. With JK's return to the floor, things get interesting. Let me know what you're waiting on to see if the Warriors can make a run heading into the playoffs. Post your thoughts in the comments below. Just don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all your notifications so you don't miss any of my latest uploads. Thanks for watching. Till next time, swish.